I want my MTV. Anybody heard my American Idol rant? That's what I'm talking about. People that can't sing. But I want my MTV. Dadgummit. Yeah, MTV. Music, television. But like 90% of the crap that's on there is some reality BS junk. And then so many people complain that, hey, I have to stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning just to watch my music videos. So they created MTV2, which for the first part you had to have some special cable package or satellite package just to even get the show. And then they finally changed it to where normal cable could get it with like expanded basic. And then guess what happens? MTV2 gets the same reality bullcrap that MTV does. So what do? I don't think they even call it MTV3. I think they actually came up with another thing. I don't remember what it's called. I don't care at this point. It's just, you've got two music television stations, MTV and MTV2. And 90% of it is reality TV. No music videos whatsoever. Unless you stay up. Unless you're like, an insomniac staying up in the middle of the night. Something else that has just really pissed me off here lately is, oh, by the way, this is Angus, the Mad Cow. I'm so upset about this. I forgot to introduce myself, but I guess if you're listening to me, you probably already knew that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. SciFy, the science fiction channel that does all the the aliens and Stargates and stuff like that, has wrestling. Okay, wrestling. Professional wrestling. Like the WWE or I'm not even sure. I think it's ACW that they're showing right now. That's what happened. I was going through the TV channels, going, what's on SciFi tonight? Maybe there's a freaky show I can watch. No, it's wrestling. Okay, wrestling might be fantasy, but it's not science. It might be fiction, but it's not science fiction. Unless they start coming out with like laser guns and monsters coming out of their chest doing a headbutt against somebody, which would be really cool. You have somebody like in a bear hug, and all of a sudden this alien pops out of your chest and rips out the other guy's back. That would classify as science fiction wrestling. But no, it's just real wrestling. The big muscle-bound guys that, and a lot of people are going to be pissed off. Wrestling's fake. Okay, wrestling is fake. The professional wrestling that you see on TV for entertainment purposes is fake. Now, I'm not saying that the wrestling moves are not real. I have been I've done the wrestling training. My brother was a wrestler in a small local wrestling thing. I know that the moves are real. Jumping off the ropes, slamming people into the ground. You got to learn how to fall right, and it hurts if you don't. And a lot of times you don't. The moves are real, but the majority of the time, when they step into the ring, they already know who's going to win. And they've got certain choreographed moves. When they're up there hustling and stuff, yeah, I'm giving out wrestling secrets. Shoot me, I don't care. It's fake. While they're up there huddling and stuff, they give each other signals on what to do next. And you'll see it on, especially if you're watching the newer wrestlers that haven't been doing it for years. You can tell when they screw up, especially if you're in the trade and actually watch people doing the training in the ring. It's fake. It still hurts. Some of the moves you actually have to make contact, but it's choreographed, at least in part. But I've got wrestling on my SciFi channel. That's what I'm pissed off about. I want to watch some alien invasion conspiracy theory. The government is been taken over by people from Alpha Centauri Mucha Luca and are trying to turn everybody into rabbit worshipping gurus or some crazy stuff like that. That's what I want to see right now. But no, I've got wrestling. And then you, of course, and that's what it really irks me on, the way cable is working. You have specific channels. You've got your Food Network, all cooking shows. You've got your sports networks that does nothing but mainstream sports, basketball, baseball, football, depending on what season it is. I should be able to have my SciFi channel have nothing but sci-fi shows. I shouldn't have wrestling on my SciFi. if I watch music television, MTV, 1 or 2, I should be able to watch music videos. Video killed the radio star. Oh. And then, of course, another thing I have with the video shows or channels, MTV, MTV2, VH1, is they do all the pop stuff. And a lot of those three things are doing nothing but hip hop and rap now, because that's the thing. There's nothing out there for us hardcore rockers to see, like back in the 80s and early 90s when you had the big hair metal band videos, like the Van Halen and stuff going on MTV, every other hour. That's the type of music. I listen to a lot of different music, but most of the hip hop genre and rap I can do without, especially the gangster rap. I was born in the ghetto, and all I know is how to pop, pop, bling, bling, gap, gap. Okay, I don't, talking about popping, shooting a cap in somebody's butt, or down with a man, or going against the police, and they say, well, oh, that's the way I was raised. Well, a lot of those people, like, that grew up in that, they say, well, I can't escape it. Well, yes, you can. You just have to want to. You've got millions of dollars now. You're a big, multi-million-dollar rap artist, and you're still wanting to, be your old gangster self because you can't get out of it. Of course, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never been in that culture. So, there's a few things I might not know about, but I'm sorry. If you really want to escape that, and you've got that type of capital and that type of fame, you could get out of it if you really wanted to. You just got to put your mind to it. But that's not what I'm originally talking about. I want my music television. I want my videos. I want to be able to go and watch, the next thing I'm looking at, and they've already started it, at least in part, Discovery and Learning Channel. You've got, I think it's Survivor Man or Man Against Wild. I'm not sure exactly what channels they come on. And it sort of meets the criteria for that channel, but not, it's a reality show. Kind of like, the Crocodile Hunter. He was cool. But, he actually gave you facts about the animals and stuff like that. Not to mention the dude was totally nuts. It's still... but people that go out and they get thrills after hunting wild, dangerous animals that can kill you, and people were shocked that he got killed doing that line of work. Okay, oh God, I can't even think of the term right now. The statistical probability of him dying while he was making a show about dangerous creatures, him dying, people were shocked. It's tragic that he died. He was a cool guy, but, you were shocked that it happened? That's like, being shocked that a daredevil artist that jumps cars on a motorcycle for a living wrecks and snaps his neck. Okay, he's doing a dangerous job. The chances of him dying or getting severely injured, you shouldn't really, be taken, by surprise. You should see it coming. But bring back my sci-fi. Bring back my music. If you're going to have a dedicated channel for a particular genre of shows, stick with it. Otherwise, change your daggum name to something else that's a more broader based. Okay, if you want to do your wrestling shows, have a wrestling channel. Go buy a wrestling channel and have all your wrestling shows and fighting shows and like the street fighting and that one where you get into the steel cage, let's get ready to rumble type stuff. Okay, and let me have my sci-fi shows so I don't get like all irritable. And people, my wife's back here sighing and stuff now because I've been ranting for almost 10 minutes about sci-fi and music. Ah! It's not my fault. Okay? I try to be a nice, gentle Angus, but it just doesn't always end up that way. Alright. This has been Angus the Mad Cow. Bring back my music videos and spooky sci-fi stuff. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Doobie doobie doo. Beware the Angus.